Hello, it is Wednesday, 21st of May, 2025. This is just a general update. I'm going to try not to talk about cancer too much. Um, so, mainly just some of the things I've been doing. Um, I've just come back from a 4 day trip to Osaka, where I went for some treatment. And yeah, the treatment went fine. I won't know if it had any beneficial effects for a few weeks, but the procedure was fine. It was much less painful than I had heard it would be, so that was good. Um, Glad it's over. Although if it if it has helped, I'll probably do it another couple more times, spread 5 weeks apart. It's my first time to go to Osaka for probably 6 or 7 years. It's a couple of hours on a bullet train from Tokyo, where I live. But the feeling's very different from Tokyo. I was lucky that the clinic I was staying at is right next to the sea, so there was a nice sea view from the room I was in. The clinic was very friendly. The staff were really helpful, and um, yeah, it was just nice to be somewhere really different for a while. Um, there were loads and loads and loads of tourists. So because it's the Osaka World Expo at the moment, and because I was arriving on a Saturday, and the clinic is near Osaka International Airport, so huge numbers of tourists, mainly Chinese, but also from other Asian countries as well. Not many Westerners. Yeah. So anyway, very pleasant 4 days. Um, at the moment, my my son Edward is in England, staying with my parents for 5 weeks. This is his first trip abroad by himself, which is yeah, exciting for him. Um, so the house feels very quiet without him, and because yeah, I'm at home most of the time, and he does online Japanese high school, so we spend most of our time together. So it's really weird not having him here. But yeah, he's having a great time in the UK. My parents are looking after him. He's 16. But one of the really nice things is um, some of my friends from the UK have met up with him and taken him out for trips and things and activities, which is incredibly kind of them because I mean some of these people I haven't seen for 10 years or whatever. Um, so yeah, it's really good for Edward that he can um, speak to native speakers of English who are not me, and yeah, I think he's just enjoying a very different culture over there in the UK. So because of yeah, he's not around at the moment. He says halfway through his trip. So I've been spending time with my daughter Jessica, who's 11, and we're mainly working on programming together. So I've done some programming with her sort of a couple of years ago, but it's now yeah, it's now much easier for her, I think. It's a better time to be learning now that she's slightly older. We're using a language called Scratch, which is a programming language from MIT, and it's a block-based language. So instead of typing out commands, you have a palette of blocks that are a bit like Lego blocks that snap together, and they've got commands on them, and some of them have text boxes that you will write words and numbers into. Some of the blocks will have drop down arrows and you'll choose something. So there's a block which will change the direction your character is pointing. So you could either type in an angle in degrees for which way it's pointing, or you could use the drop down menu and choose left, right, up, down, that kind of thing. We're working through a lovely book. I don't know if you can see this. It's Learn to Program with Scratch. This is a really, really good book from No Starch Press. No Starch Press is a general computer publisher, absolutely the best computer publisher out there. They make very, 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 very high quality books. I've got quite a few of the books, and it's only one I've got that's not really good, but it's still reasonable. All the others are exceptionally good. They're very physically, they're very well made. They have like a fold flat spine. If you see the spine, there's a gap here, which means it folds completely flat on your desk. They're very well written, very colourful inside. Yeah, really great book. So I've also, I think again from No Starch Press, got these coding cards. So I did these with Jessica when she was younger. And they're pretty good. They're sort of little coding projects. It's 75 cards in there, and I think it's like sort of 25 projects. Well, no, maybe not that many, but yeah, they're like sets of 5 cards. And yeah, little projects that you can complete in probably 10 to 12 minutes. And then also Jessica said she wants to do some electronics, so I'm going to work through an electronics book. Again, No Starch Press. Yeah, this is a nice, very basic electronics book. So you got making an electromagnet there. It does cover some stuff with microchips, so some logic, things like that. So you can see the logic gates, and you can see in this chip is the schematic showing 3, so there's AND gates. Yeah, so we're going to play around with some electronics as well. But it's been really nice just trying to do a bit of Scratch programming every day, making simple games and things. So working through the book, doing the games and exercises in the book, but in parallel to that, we're going to be making a much bigger, more complex game, a sort of Dragon's Quest style thing where you're walking around on a big map. So we'll have a big scrolling map, and you will pick up crystals and fight ghosts and all the usual kind of thing. So that'll be fun. And we may also do a bit of stuff for the Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is a little one board computer. I think they're like $25, and the most basic one's like $10 or something, $10-15. So the idea is that kids can buy them with the pocket money. This is like a fully functioning desktop computer. So it's not like an Arduino or a microbit where you have to attach it to your computer to upload code onto it. This one you just plug it in. It's got USB. You just plug in a mouse and a keyboard. It's got HDMI, so you can plug it into a monitor or TV. It's got Ethernet network connection there. It's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and that kind of thing. And switch it on and it just boots to a normal desktop. So it's a fully functioning computer. But along the side here, this edge connector, this is the GPIO. So you can connect electronic components directly to there. You can put a prototyping board onto this connector to make bigger complicated electronic circuits, and it works with Scratch as well. So you can make electronic circuits and then control them with Scratch, or you can make electronic circuits and use them to control the Scratch. So you can maybe make a custom controller, maybe make a little games console, something like that. So that's the kind of stuff I'm doing with my daughter Jessica. So mainly it's all about helping her create stuff with technology instead of just being a consumer. So, there's children like her, these so-called digital natives that are sort of born after the web became a popular thing. Many of them have very poor skills in terms of actually creating things with computers. So I'm just going to grab a drink. Because the technology they use, stuff like the iPad, is so locked down, or Android tablets, in fact, as well. They're often in what's called a walled garden, so they'll be in a technology environment where it's actually quite limited what they can do. They can consume, but very difficult to create. And that's not a good situation, because of course it's the absolutely disgusting waste of the capabilities of these things, and that's one of the things that the Raspberry Pi was invented to address, is so that kids can actually have a computer of their own that they can do things with directly and create, not just consume. So one last thing is my cancer charity, my cancer non-profit, Make Cancer History. That's still going along. Obviously it's been incredibly challenging because I've been so sick recently. Fortunately, the other team members have been working really hard to keep everything going, and we have made progress. The big project at the moment is the cancer care package. So this is a package of 10 items for people doing chemotherapy, and to help out with your chemotherapy side effects. And we wrote to 100 companies or something like that, 70 something companies, and asked if they could donate items, and a few did. So now we have a whole kind of set of items for these cancer care packages. So I've just got the side effects from the painkillers. I'm on these opioid painkillers that cause ongoing hiccups and stuff like that, and drowsiness in the daytime and insomnia at night, and that kind of thing. And then also, I still get contacted by cancer patients semi-regularly, people wanting help with accessing cancer treatment abroad, or people who just want to know what other options they could be looking at. I never, ever, 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 ever charge money to help out cancer patients, and I have a very low opinion of people who do. I know there are all these cancer patients that will do sort of $100 consultation, and I think that's just pathetic, really, and not something I would ever do. The consequence of that, though, of course, is it does take me time to reply and whatever, but it's so rewarding. I mean, sometimes people just email me and say they watched some of my videos, and they then went to their oncologist, asked about some of the stuff in my videos, and found new treatment options that were then successful, which is just incredible to think that someone could have added some months or even longer to their life from watching my YouTube videos. That's just yeah, wonderful, really, really rewarding. And then after the cancer care package, after the pilot project is done, the big focus is going to be fundraising, so that we've got a regular income, maybe very small income, but just some regular money coming in, so that we can run free events for cancer patients, because again, it's really important that our stuff is free for the cancer patients. Cancer patients have many expenses, some direct obvious ones like medical fees, but a lot of indirect stuff as well. If they're younger, they may have childcare that they need to pay for. There's a lot of transport cost if you're going around to different hospitals trying to find treatments. You might have accommodation costs if you're doing a treatment that's an outpatient procedure, so you don't stay in the hospital, but you might need to go 10 times for radiotherapy. So you may need to pay for a hotel there or whatever. Yeah, so it's important that our stuff is free for cancer patients and their families. So yeah, working on getting a reliable, regular income, even if it's quite a small income, it's going to be it's going to allow us to do a lot more. So yeah, thanks so much for listening. I will make another video soon about cancer stuff, but I just thought it'd be nice to do something about my life in general. If you do have any questions about my life in general, I would like to make you another video, so please post in the comments anything you'd like to know about living in Japan, what my daily life is like, what I do here, that kind of thing. That would be great. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks again.